The Air Force of the Ukrainian Defense Forces launched 8 strikes targeting enemy personnel and military equipment clusters, as well as 1 targeting an anti-aircraft missile system. The General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine said this in its evening update on Facebook, Ukrinform reports. Over the past day, the Air Force of the Defense Forces launched 8 strikes on the enemy's personnel and military equipment concentration areas, as well as 1 strike on the enemy's anti-aircraft missile system. Also, our defenders shot down 2 enemy Orlan-10 reconnaissance UAVs, the General Staff said. Units of the Ukrainian missile troops and artillery struck 4 enemy manpower clusters, 2 ammunition depots, as well as 2 radio warfare stations. The General Staff notes that at night, Russia launched another massive attack on the territory of Ukraine, using Iranian-made Shahed-136 131st attack UAVs. According to updated information, Ukrainian defenders shot down 18 out of 22 drones. The threat of further missile attacks and airstrikes across the entire territory of Ukraine remains high as the enemy continues to use terror tactics. It is noted that the enemy continues to focus main efforts on the Lyman, Bakhmut, Avdiivka and Mariinka directions. Overall, over the past day, about 40 combat clashes were recorded in the specified sectors of the front, with Bakhmut and Mariinka remaining the epicenter of hostilities. In the Volyn and Polishcha directions, the operational situation has not changed significantly, and no signs of enemy offensive groups formation have been detected. In the Severshchina and Slobozhanshchina directions, the enemy continues to maintain a military presence in the districts bordering Ukraine. The Russian forces launched airstrikes on the settlements of Mkhy, Progress, Semenivka in Chernihiv region and Budarka in Kharkiv region. The invaders carried out mortar and artillery shelling of the settlements of Kliasy, Yelin, Zarakchia, Mkhy, Medvedivka in Chernihiv region and Stara Huda, Demianivka, Bakist, Vilna Sloboda, Babalivka in Sumy region, as well as Kazaka Lopan, Ohertsev, Hatish, Bochkov, Nestern, Budarki in Kharkiv region. In the Kupiansk direction, the enemy conducted unsuccessful offensive operations in the Novoselivsky area and eastern outskirts of Stelmakivka. The Russian forces launched airstrikes on the areas of Vilshana and Kotlyarivka. Novomlinsk, Vorokna, Tebevka in Kharkiv region and Stelmakivka in Luhansk region came under enemy artillery and mortar fire. In the Lyman direction, the enemy did not conduct offensive operations. The invaders launched airstrikes on the areas of Bilohorivka in Luhansk region, and Verkhnyokamyansk and Spern in Donetsk region. Settlements near the front line, such as Makivka in Luhansk region, Bilohorivka, Verkhnyokamyansk, Spern, and Berestov in Donetsk region came under enemy artillery fire. In the Bakhmut direction, the enemy continues to conduct offensive actions. Fierce fighting for the city of Bakhmut is ongoing. In addition, during the day, the enemy conducted unsuccessful offensive actions in the areas of Bodanivka, Bakhmut and Bilahora. Vashukivka, Orikovo-Vasilivka, Bodanivka, Bakhmut, Ivanovsky, Chasev Yar, Bilahora, Druzhba, Northern, Southern, Teresk in Donetsk region came under enemy shelling. In the Avdiivka direction, the enemy launched an airstrike on Avdiivka. Pervomaysk and Karlivka in Donetsk region came under enemy artillery fire. In the Mariinka direction, units of the Ukrainian Defense Forces repelled numerous enemy attacks on Mariinka. At the same time, the settlements of Hyorhivka and Pobeda in Donetsk region came under enemy shelling. In the Shakhtarsk direction, the enemy did not conduct offensive operations. The invaders launched an airstrike on Prekostivka settlement. Vuhledar, Novokranka, Prekostivka, and Shakhtarsk also came under enemy shelling. In the Kherson and Zaporizhia direction, the enemy continues to conduct defensive operations. The Russian forces launched airstrikes on the settlements of Ramivka in Donetsk region, Berlatsky, Zatishchia, Huliaipol, Mali Sherbeki in Zaporizhia region, as well as Berislav and Kozatsky in Kherson region. In addition, the invaders shelled populated areas located near the front line. Enemy continues to focus main efforts on 4 areas, AFU General Staff Operational Update. In the Bakhmut direction, the enemy continues to conduct offensive actions, while the Ukrainian defenders, along with conducting positional defense, also conduct offensive actions. This is stated in the text of the evening operational update of the Command of the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine on Facebook. According to the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, this day, at night, the Russian Federation launched another massive strike on the territory of Ukraine, using Iranian Shahed-136 131st attack aircraft. According to updated information, 18 of the 22 drones were destroyed by our defenders. In general, during this day, the enemy launched a missile strike with AS-300 missile on the civil infrastructure of the city of Mykolaiv, as a result of which there are wounded among civilians, a multi-story building and other civil infrastructure were damaged. In addition, the enemy launched 66 airstrikes and carried out about 70 attacks from multiple rocket launchers. Settlements were also affected. In particular, as a result of the shelling of Konstantinivka, Donetsk region, there are 2 killed and 11 wounded civilians. Among them are children. A private house was destroyed, 4 high-rise buildings and other civilian infrastructure were damaged. The probability of missile and air strikes throughout Ukraine remains high, because the enemy continues to use terror tactics. The enemy continues to focus on the Lyman, Bakhmut, Avdiivka and Marinka directions. In total, about 40 combat clashes took place in these areas of the front during the day. Bakhmut and Marinka remain in the epicenter of hostilities. The air power of the defense forces delivered 8 strikes per day on areas of concentration of enemy personnel and military equipment, as well as an attack on an enemy anti-aircraft missile system. Also, our defenders shot down 2 enemy reconnaissance UAVs of the Orlan 10 type. Missile forces and artillery units hit 4 manpower concentration areas, 2 ammunition depots, and 2 enemy electronic warfare stations. The General Staff of Ukraine's Armed Forces reported on May 13 that Russia had lost 198,260 troops in Ukraine since the beginning of its full-scale invasion on February 24 last year. This number includes 590 casualties Russian forces suffered just over the past day.